Well, happy Wednesday. There's still one of the cameras being a bit shaky. If you've seen us here, I tell you, BBC.
One camera is blocking out the other camera. I need to.
BBC have not got a patch on us, and I tell you, RTE in Donnybrook, they just don't know what's happening. If they're looking for IT techie staff, I tell you, Deirdre is definitely the woman for them. We're trying to go live at the moment. I know one camera is shaking all over the place.
It's
there.
YouTube is all over the shop.
Don't worry, you'll settle down after a minute. You know that way. You're probably your
Stay
stomach
with
is
us.
all over the place. Just but hang on. We actually have 5 cameras in front of us at the moment. So we're going live. The top one there, Deirdre, has just dropped down a little bit as well. Okay. So hang on, just give it another minute.
Which one is that one?
Top one has hopped down in front of the bottom camera.
Oh, that's okay.
You're
that's okay.
Oh. Well, can we start?
Hang on, yeah.
Away, hitting buttons.
TikTok is telling me my visibility is restricted, but anyway, look, we'll just keep going. I think if you can't see me, let me know, will you?
Yeah, that's the best thing. Anybody that's watching, if there is anybody that's watching, can you please comment below? Let us know where you're watching from, and for a change, let us know what sort of day you've had. Feck the weather, okay? Let us know what sort of day you had, because by God, have we had some day. A question I have to ask you, do you believe in karma? Karma. Who out there believes in karma? Because by God, has karma worked on our side today? Here at the school, I have to say, over the years, we always, say, oh, karma, it'll what comes around, goes around, it'll come back to you. And it's one of them beliefs that we have, okay? And I know over the years, Christmas Eve, more like in years past, myself and my mum used to spend, this has nothing got to do with tonight's class, but I'm just telling you the day that we had, okay? I actually don't even want to know how bad your day was. But years and years ago, myself and my mum used to always do up Rialto Church for Christmas. And Christmas Eve, when everybody else was stuffing their turkey and making their Brussels sprouts and peeling their potatoes, we were in the back of Rialto Church in the sacristy making all the arrangements. Now, we used to go to Mass on Christmas morning as well, and it'd be bloody freezing, and we were confined in such a small space or whatever, and we'd be making the arrangements, and I'm sure if God heard us or the priest heard us, we would have been kicked out, and we'd be given out, and in our own heads kind of given out, and then we'd always turn around and say, God is good, that way. Not that we're big religion believers, but we'd always say, God is good and he looks after you. And I have to say, we have probably, touch wood, been a very, very lucky family, that way. And I always feel is by giving out good, it has definitely come back. So today, if you've seen the classroom here or the school here, it's just mental and bedlam. And as you know, we're launching Look Good, Feel Better fundraiser tonight. So I've loads on tonight, loads of giveaways, one for everyone in the audience. So whatever you do, hang on tonight because there's a prize literally for everyone and I have some fabulous giveaways. Well, we were there today and we were organising some pumpkin flower arrangements. And then normally what I do is I do a couple of pre-records. So short little videos, 60 seconds, the way, with my Look Good, Feel Better t-shirt on, the way, literally 60-second videos to put out there with the donation button, donation link, to raise funds for the charity. So we're in the middle of doing that. We had done 3 or 4 or whatever, and then Deirdre's phone rang, or the school phone rang, and she went over and I said, God, I'll sit down, I'll have a drink of water. I was parching. Now, when I say the feckin' cup of coffee spilt all over the laptop, God help the poor person who rang. Lisa was her name, or Caroline, Lorraine or Lisa. She was from Northern Ireland. Well, I tell you, did she get an earful? She got the alphabet in French, Latin, Ukrainian, Russian, and a bit of English thrown in at the same time. All the fecks that you could possibly say in different languages was said. And we're looking at the laptop floating in a full cup of coffee. So I just said to her, hang up, tell her we'll ring her back. Turn the laptop upside down, put a towel on it. We were talking about drip drying. So my husband has a techie fella. So poor Dave, we gave Dave a ring and we said, well, what's the story? What do you think? And he said, it's ducked. But he didn't say D at the beginning. He said a different letter at the beginning. He said, it's ducked. There's nothing yet you can do. But he said, I'll come down in the morning and I'll try and get as much off the hardboard, or what's it called, or whatever the yoke is inside the computer. So Mum and Dad was coming in from Lanzarote today, and I tell you, they had sent instructions, buying a few bit of shopping, and have the heating on. Now, when I say the house was in bits, I hadn't even got a bottle of milk in for them. You know, never mind put the heating on. There was nothing done because we were in a sweat here with the laptop. All the information, all the recording, etc. So we turned the laptop on its side like a book on the floor, and we have one of these Dyson heaters. And we turned the Dyson heater on, and we said, you know what, we leave it on its side, we'll drive out to the airport, we'll collect mum and dad, bring them back, give them a chipper, tell them it's a 4-course dinner, they'll be happy, you know the way. And we knew we were coming back to work tonight. So we came in this evening, now the heat when we came in here this evening, and we were having menopause moments because of such the day that we had. Plus it took us about 2 hours on that feckin' M50 to get in. The traffic was mental, I tell you. We were cursing mum and dad having to collect them. I'm only messing. We absolutely were delighted to see them. And some fecker at the airport gave us awful abuse and took a photograph of us now because we were waiting in the wheelchair assisted spot to pick them up. I'm telling you, we had the day from hell. But anyway, we came in this evening and Deirdre said, well, I chance turning it on. And I said, oh, no, don't. I said, because let's just leave it, because if there's anything wrong there, we might flick it. But anyway, you know, Deirdre, she doesn't listen to me. She turned it on. She took photographs of it. 20%, 30%, 70%. And be Jesus and thank God and Mary, the Virgin Mother and the baby donkey and the whole lot, the computer is actually working. And I said to Deirdre, do you know what? I said, that's feckin' karma. I said, there we were today, recording all these videos, getting ready for this feckin' charity, Look Good, Feel Better. Lorraine, if you're watching from Northern Ireland, ring us again tonight and we will deal with your inquiry. But thank God the laptop is working. Anyway, do you believe in karma? Because we feckin' do. And I genuinely, we've always said that. And you know what I mean? When somebody does something bad, we always say, do you know what? It's going to come back and bite them on their big fat ass. You know that way? Karma always gets back at you. And I'm going to shut for a second. Anyone watching, Deirdre?
There's loads of people watching. Yeah, and do you know what? Many people think that, yeah, they believe in karma too. Henrietta Bloom says you're bonkers. Annette says you're such great ladies that you have worked it, and it would have worked out for you both. Yeah.
Oh,
do you know what? I wasn't, how I even drove the car to the airport, I was that stressed.
Yeah. And that feckin' of a security guard out in Dublin Airport, and he moved us on. So you know the way you drive about 2 miles an hour, you know, because you have to then go around the loop. And we came back again, and Dad had rang, and he said, because they get the assistant coming through the airport, and he said, listen, we're on our way through. So we kind of parked at the end of the line, and we were moving up, and your man comes up, and of course 2 of us, and here he was waving us, and we were acting a bit stupid like we couldn't see us. I tell you, I hear I was, come over to me, mister, come over. I tell you, you and your baldy head, if he's watching, I tell you, I would have slammed his head. He was just really annoying me. But anyway, he comes over and we wind down the window, and we're saying, no, we're waiting on the assisted, you know. And he said, oh no, you have to go into the car park. And I said, but like, she's in a wheelchair, she's after getting the assisted coming through. Oh no, go in and push the blue button. And of course, here we are, what feckin' blue button or whatever. So here's Deirdre. I hope to God your mother never ends up in a wheelchair. I tell you, the Dublin
karma won't come to you.
Dublin 8 definitely came out with us, and the fecker took a photograph of the car we did. So then when I was getting out to help Mum and Dad into the car, Deirdre took a photograph that we could, if he does come back to us, you baldy fecker out in Dublin Airport, and you do come back, we have the photograph to show what time you took the photograph of us. But I tell you, we took a photograph of you too, because at that stage we didn't know the laptop was going to work. We were fucking raging. We were in right humour. Anyway, let's get started.
Okay, take a deep breath and blow it all up. All the negative energy is gone.
Our wiggle dance last night. Okay, so tonight we're launching our Look Good, Feel Better fundraiser. And as I said, there's something for everyone in the audience. Anytime, every October we do this fundraiser. And over the years we have raised, I think last year we did 8,000, and that was amazing last year. But that was Dad dressing up as Spider-Man and abseiling from Croke Park. So that was unbelievable. We were trying to get an airplane this year because he did want to jump out of an airplane, but unfortunately Dublin Airport wasn't letting us do it. They heard about us, so we're barred from Dublin Airport. So this year what we're going to do is anybody who makes a donation, and the donation can be to any figure at all, but listen, play fair with us. No doing, like other years people have done €2 donations, which I know every penny is really, really appreciated. But everybody who makes a donation is going to get a free autumnal flower arranging program, and there's 4 classes, so 4 autumnal flower arrangements that you haven't seen before. Even if you did all of our classes, you haven't seen these ones. They're 4 new ones, and you're going to get them completely free. And in about a week's time, maybe next week, the week after, we're then going to change the free price around, and we'll probably do it next Wednesday, so that'll be in time. So next Wednesday, we're going to be back here, sweating, doing a live class again, telling those cameras that they're biting their fat arses next Wednesday. But we're going to change it, and next Wednesday you'll be able to give another donation if you so wish, and you'll get our pumpkin flower arranging program, which has about, I don't know,
I think 6 or 7,
6 or 7 different pumpkin flower arrangements. But I'm going to do a pumpkin flower arrangement tonight for you. But there's lots of more elaborate designs done in the program, and you'll get that free next week if you do a donation next week. So the link is, hopefully, is Celine and Noreen on tonight?
I see Noreen is on, but Noreen is on Facebook. So Noreen, can you hop over to Instagram, Twitter, YouTube?
I have left a message for Sinead, but Sinead also has another job over in Scotland, and I presume she's working tonight. And I have sent her all the links. I should have sent you all the links. And I said, Sinead, if you get a chance, can you put the link? But there is anybody watching there, and you have, but as soon as we're finished tonight, if we're not sweating, we will put all the links in.
And if you're watching on Instagram, if you go to the bio, if you're watching on TikTok, it's in the bio. I see Patricia said she donated earlier on, but the link wasn't working. Lots of people have signed up, Patricia, so just double check that you have logged into
Did a cup of coffee fall on your laptop, Patricia?
But if you have an issue, just drop us an email and we'll sort it out.
So all you have to do is click the link. It'll be somewhere here tonight. Make a donation. We're kind of saying if you could keep it around €20, up to €200, as much as you want. But listen, genuinely, you know, if it's less, we genuinely don't mind. We want to raise as much money as possible. And everybody in the audience will get a free link to an autumnal flower arranging class for every donation that you make. And next week, you can make another donation and you can get a brand new free course next week. So listen, it's a win-win situation. Now, last night, if you watched our Wiggle Wiggle video, okay, we didn't realise that we were going to an event last night, which was a dance class. And we hadn't heard of them. But any of the young ones out there that are watching, any of you that have daughters, Adam Fogarty, who's supposed to be, or is, not supposed to be, he's an amazing dancer and choreographer. He was there to give a dance lesson. Me and Deirdre kind of arrived, and all these jazzy little teenagers dressed up to the nines. But anyway, the launch last night was of this perfume, which again we hadn't heard about, which we're too old for this, but it was gas. After we put up the photographs of this last night, the amount of you that came back to me, my own niece in Sligo said, oh Janette, the vanilla one is my favourite. So we actually got 3 goodie bags last night. I got one, Deirdre got one, and I said, is there any chance, I said, of giving me one for the giveaway tonight? So there's 4 bottles. I don't know which one is the vanilla one, but my own goodie bag obviously has to go down to Aisling and niece, my niece in Sligo. Deirdre's goodie bag has to go to her daughter Cara because they were going mad for them. But we do have 1 free goodie bag. So what we're going to do, now we can only post this in Ireland, okay, because it's liquid, we wouldn't be able to post it outside Ireland. So anybody making a donation to look good, feel better, make sure you put in your name, okay, and that you're in Ireland, Dublin, Cavan, Wicklow, Donegal or whatever. And what we'll do is we will randomly pick somebody who makes a donation. Is there an email address on the...
No, but we'll announce it on Friday.
Okay, so we'll come live on Friday at some stage. We'll announce the winner and then we'll post this down. So anyone that has young ones, kids, nieces, daughters, grandkids, from 16, a 30-year-old got in touch with me last night and she's mad about this stuff. So I'm reckoning 16 to 35, they'll definitely be, maybe even younger actually, maybe even younger. I don't know, I've no girls, so I'm not well up on this, but they will definitely, the word on the street is they will absolutely adore this stuff, okay? So it's an amazing present.
Celine Rock is saying, me. Leonie is saying, pick me.
Yeah, it was Leonie was on last night. I think she's 3 daughters, and they washed themselves in it, she said. And that's, again, I knew nothing about that fragrance. But for all the L ones, okay, anybody that's over 30 that's maybe not into that fragrance, and especially if you're a florist, we're going to announce this tonight, and this is for anybody, anywhere in the world. It's more suitable if you're an actual florist, okay? It's the 2025 Florist Planner, and it's printed, or what would you say, journalised by... organised, written by.
Yeah.
Okay, written or wrote by Meryl, who would be one of the owners of Florry Smart. Florry Smart, direct based over in Holland. And I do have to say, it's an amazing one. I love the large pages. I love the lovely pictures. She's literally
Leonie wants the planner as well. Now, she's being a bit mean, isn't she?
So to win this one, you have to say, pick me, okay? So pick me in the comments, okay? And the person it's not really the person who says it the most, it's the person's name who Deirdre seems to see the most. Is that the fairest way
Yeah,
to
I
do
suppose
it?
so, yeah.
And listen, don't cross us tonight. We've had a bad enough. No, we've actually had a great day. We've had a great day.
It's been great that the laptop came back.
And it was good that Mum and Dad arrived home.
Exactly,
They didn't bring us home any presents. So that's what we're doing tonight. Anyway, back to our pumpkin arrangement. So before all this hassle happened, Deirdre scooped out the pumpkin. We got this pumpkin in Aldi. We actually got a couple of them. That was one of the ones I did.
Can't actually see that one. Hang on, I'll move the camera over. There you go.
So that was one of the pumpkins that we did. You can see the state of the place. Come back here. Just see this little section. So that's as a pre-record. You'll be able to watch that at a later stage. So we have our lid of our pumpkin. And I loved this one. To me, it reminded me of, do you remember Nanny McPhee with the big warts? I nearly have them myself. We all the big warts on our nose and our face. I just love the texture of this pumpkin. Now people do ask me, what do you do to preserve the pumpkin? In latter years, and you will hear this in the videos, we always use bleach. Bleach and water. We used to paint around the inside of them, makeup brushes, bacon brushes, paint brushes, you name it. Bleach and water, we lined the inside of them, and we found that preserves them. But we never put our pumpkins out for the wildlife, but seemingly the on-trend thing to do is when you're finished with your pumpkin, put it out the garden, and for the squirrels, the rabbits, what else, the chickens, the birds, whatever.
Hedgehogs love them.
They love the pumpkins. Now hopefully the rats and the mice don't like pumpkins, okay, or foxes, we're not really mad about them. But all the lovely wildlife loves them. So what we have been advised to do, and to tell you the public as well, is lemon juice. Now, we were going to squeeze lemon juices, but anyway, real lemons and make real lemon juice. But you know what? It was much quicker to run down to Centra. We bought one of them, can't find it here, the plastic squeezy lemon juices. And I just squeezed the lemon juice around the inside. And I have to say, the scent of the inside of this is absolutely gorgeous. And even with the lid, I did the same. I kind of scraped a lot of the heavy flesh off this to make it a little bit lighter, and again I just put lemon juice on the inside. So I'm hoping that the robins, the hedgehogs, the rabbits, the chickens and whatever else is out there that likes pumpkin, that they're going to love it'd be like kind of a bottle of Corona with the lemon stuck in the neck of it, you know what I mean? But they're getting a pumpkin.
Okay, Dawn has just joined in on Facebook and she wants to know, what is the pick me tonight?
The pick me tonight is the planner, okay? So it's a Florist Planner 2025. Everything that you need to know about planning your business for next year. Weekly planner, expenses, social media planner, notes, flowers in season, flowers out of season, best products, marketing tips, things to look out for, buying tips. Basically, it's wrote by a florist. It's actually wrote by a florist buyer, you know.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing price. You can buy these planners. They're on pre-order at the moment. Is any of our secretaries on tonight?
They are. Celine and Noreen are on.
So hopefully if they can get the link, I should have sent them the links earlier on.
Yeah.
If not, I'll come along afterwards.
So just if you do want the link to the planner, put planner in the comments and we'll send you the pre-order link. Loads of people are saying that they take their pumpkins to the park for the wildlife and they absolutely love them. Yeah.
That's a great idea. At least then if the rats are eating them, they won't
be in your garden. Exactly.
Perfect. So once I've scooped out the pumpkin, years ago what we used to do was put the floral foam into the pumpkin. But I find is a much better idea. Actually use a bulb bowl. So when we're cutting out the hole, we kind of use that as our template, and you can see the way then it'll fit right down into it. Plus you can take the plastic bowl out and you can reuse it over and over again. So using our floral foam, so we have our tool belts on tonight. So girls, put the link up for the tool belts. These tool belts are amazing, and I know Celine and Noreen both actually have the tool belts. So normally what I do, hopefully you can see this on camera, we will have the turntables next week, is it Deirdre? Hopefully next week.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to cut 2 lumps of floral foam off the end here, and I'm going to place them as like a wedgie. I'll hold it up in a second here just to show you, like a wedgie in the end of the container. Do you see, like that, just to give me an extra bit of height. And the bit that's left over, waste not, want not, I'm just kind of forcing that around the edges. So on the bottom of the container there, you can see I've used up that less than a third of a block. Then the 2/3 of a block that's left over, I'm going to cut the 4 corners off it. I'll throw them into the dish as well, so they're not going to go to waste. And I'm also going to trim around the edges. That's just a habit. It's something I do in flower arranging all the time. I'm now going to place that down into the bulb bowl. So do you see the way I got the extra little bit of height? The bits that's left over, I'm going to press down into it as well. And remember, to keep your flower arrangement fresh, top that up with water. So I found this was a better idea. Rather than trying to water the floral foam when it was in the oasis, it's much better when it's in the dish. Okay, that's what I found.
Elizabeth McCourt is on, and she's saying that the tool belts are amazing. And Elizabeth McCourt was actually our very first
donator yesterday. So I really appreciated that, because you know what, it's a bit depressing when you set up a fundraiser and it says 0, and then next month we get a ching little sound when somebody makes a donation. And I said, you know what, fair play to Elizabeth McCourt. So really appreciate that.
So just a reminder to anybody that's watching in tonight, if you do want to donate to the Look Good Feel Better fundraiser, and you will get a free course. Selena and Noreen are putting the link in the comments, or comment below Look Good Feel Better, and we will post the link up for you. We're up to nearly €350 at the moment.
Excellent, brilliant. So, and that was all because Elizabeth McCourt started that off. And again, karma, what comes around goes around. I don't know, I feel her name kind of, sticking in my mind a little bit.
Yeah, could
Has she any teenagers?
I don't know, she's any teenagers.
You see, names stick in her head. You do something good for us, we do something good for you. Anyway, who's getting their legs waxed this time of the year? Would you be bothered? Or are you just letting the hair grow on the mat to keep you warm? These are the waxing sticks that the beauticians use to get the wax out of the wax pot. But listen, lollipop sticks will do exactly the same job. And if you go into Mr. Price, they're selling the lollipop sticks. So what I've just done was point each end, you see, of the lollipop, of the waxing sticks is what I used. And again, I'm able to insert it. Now, I just kind of feel this lid is so nice. I'm placing it in on an angle so that I can actually see it, to see it as part of the arrangement. I'm doing this as an all-round arrangement, but it is possible to do it one-sided. It also is possible to do it as a tall one. And again, if you get the pumpkin program next week, next Wednesday, that will be our giveaway for the Look Good Feel Better. You will be able to get that course. Well, there's 4 or 5 courses completely free next week when you put your donation in.
Just very quickly, Susanna's saying she donated before the live and the link didn't work for you either. Could you send me the link? So drop us an email, because we won't be able to get back to the links here in the comments. So drop me an email, Suzanne, with a screenshot of your donation, and we will. I'll sort it out for you.
It was probably because the computer was having.
It was probably because the computer was having a cup of coffee. Yeah, exactly.
I'd say that's why. But listen, if the link doesn't work, no problem at all. We look after you. We're not going to leave anybody stuck. We're not getting the money. Do you know that way? The money is definitely going to a good charity.
And that's why we use Just Giving, because we don't actually even have to take the money out. It immediately goes straight into Look Good Feel Better. So it is a great fundraising link for to use.
Do they get any money out of the good GoFundMe? Do they take a percentage?
I'm sure they probably do. Yeah, don't they all? Yeah, but you look at that. Yeah,
that's life, isn't it? Okay, the Pittosporum that I'm using it's actually out Deirdre's garden. We didn't even buy it in, and it's the Tom Thumb variety. And what I'm doing here is I just have randomly cut medium length pieces, I suppose less than 20 centimeters, and I'm sticking it upwards into the floral foam as I turn it around here on the turntable. And by sticking it upwards into floral foam, do you see the way it falls out? It naturally hangs down, and it helps to cover your mechanics, helps to cover the edge of the plastic bowl, or where you maybe made a bags of cutting the edge of the pumpkin and is a little bit untidy. And again, I know some of our students out there, they're our past students at Case Flower School, and they're running pumpkin workshops. So again, our pumpkin program would be absolutely ideal for you. But also for getting them prepared in advance, this is a great idea using the plastic containers. And again, anybody that's selling pumpkins or knows pumpkin farms, because here at Case Flower School, we're all about collaboration, and we're all about pushing and advertising everybody else out there, not just ourselves here at Case Flower School. So as I said, these pumpkins came from Aldi. I'm now just placing the green in on a slant, you see, to try and cover that area. But last year, we got our pumpkins in from O'Neill's Flowers up in Carlingford. And this year, he's actually organising a Pick Your Own Pumpkin Day, which I think this is great. And I think it's every Sunday for the month of October because it was on last weekend. And I just think that would be absolutely great crack. And I know last year it was kind of a magic pick your own pumpkin because it was indoors, it was, you know that way, and it was nice and clean, and it didn't matter if it was raining, you know that way, it worked out really well. And like the small kids that were there were having an absolute ball running around. They were all grown in straw, by the way, and that's what it was up in O'Neill's anyway, and they were all picking their own pumpkin, and I thought that was great. So again, if somebody maybe tags O'Neill's. But I know the year before that we went out to Ballymad Farm and they also do a pick your own pumpkin day. Not sure what the days are, but if any of them are watching, feel free, link yourself, put your website, put your details, put your telephone number, put your email address, advertise yourself. Or anybody, anywhere, don't have to be a past student of Case Flower School, anybody that's watching there that maybe is running pumpkin workshops and wants to advertise them, absolutely put them in the comments. And I know you said Leonie is watching there, and Leonie and Aoife, they have announced the details of their Christmas workshop. So again, feel free, advertise it in the comments there, put the links, put the emails, put the details, and it's all about promoting everybody else. But listen, we also want to promote ourselves. So very soon we have our Christmas online program starting. And this is where you can learn how to do lots of different types of Christmas flower arrangements. Everything, I'm just taking off guard petals here, everything from mantelpiece arrangements, banister arrangements, door swags, door wreaths, grave wreaths, lots of different types of grave wreaths, candle arrangements, floral arrangements, large arrangements, contemporary arrangements, simple arrangements, foliage-free arrangements, flower-free arrangements. Need I go on? We have over 40 different designs covered on our online Christmas program. So anybody that is looking for new ideas, anybody that needs a kick in the arse to get them started, anybody that wants to make money for Christmas time is a little sideline. Everything will be covered on this program. Where to buy the material, the best buyers, how many flowers to use, the stem count, what they're going to cost, what they're going to sell. And also for the 4 weeks of the program, you'll have one-to-one access with me. You'll be sick of me again at the end of the 4 weeks. And any questions, any help, any support that you need. So again, maybe the girls might put the link, I'll do it afterwards, the link to our Christmas program. There is funding for that course, by the way, over €100. Whether you're overseas, Republic of Ireland or Northern Ireland, drop us an email for details of the funding, info@caseflowerschool.com. Now, what do you think of these roses? Can you see them? Can they see the colours?
Come over this side a little bit, yeah.
So it's kind of like cerise pink and red. And I actually forgot to change my background.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was planning on having a pink background. So with the colour of this rose, it's really going to clash with the orange. But that was my plan tonight, you know, was to go kind of like all kind of clashy and way out. This rose is called the Red Panther Rose. And I think it would be just amazing for Christmas, Valentine's Day, or even throughout the year.
I just see over on Facebook, Meryl has just tuned in and is watching. So Meryl, people are looking for the pre-order link to your planner. If you can go through the comments later on and put it all in.
Yeah, because we have enough to be doing than replying to all your queries. And also, Nora and Celine work for us. They're getting paid under the Irish government, not the Dutch government. So Meryl is watching there, which is...
She's in Spain at the moment.
She's on her holidays. She's on her holidays. We weren't sure what to describe you as: a journalist, a writer,
a florist, a buyer,
a grower, whatever. But Meryl van den Berg or something like that is her name, obviously all in Dutch. And she is the author or writer of the flower planner. So she'll reply to anybody looking for details of the planner. Just write the word planner in the comments and Meryl will come back to you with pre-order. Back to our roses. I bought these in a wholesaler's just in Dublin. They're called Floramets. And the lovely Dave up there, I thought these were just amazing. I love the colour and they actually were great value. And I can imagine in a couple of days when these open up, they're going to be even nicer. But also I kind of bought, and Meryl will be able to tell us what the name of this was, because we just kind of bought it as kind of a mixed bunch of little seed heads and there was different colours in them. So I've kept some of the other colours for other arrangements that will go with the flowers. I'm also going to use this flower, well I call it a flower. Most people call this a greenery or a foliage, but to me it's a flower. We call it leucadendron, okay? And I remember years ago, I used to always have a problem. You know the way you get a mental blank against a name and you'd wonder what was the name of that flower. And I used to always think rhododendron, leucadendron. So hopefully that'll help you. I'm also going to use some of the hypericum berry. As far as I know, this is the Dolly Parton. Check them boobs, Dolly Parton, think about it. That's the variety there. Also, we have a little bit of the clematis, because I just said, let's go all flashy today. And I thought the purples, the reds, the cerise pink, but obviously, little touch of orange there. We're going all out today. And the other thing was, as I said, Deirdre brought in the pittosporum from her house, but she also brought in this foliage here. You have to help me, Deirdre.
Phlox.
It's the phlox gone to seed. And we were wondering, would it last? So what we basically did was just literally cut it, stick it in water, and lo and behold, it absolutely held up. And what I'm just going to do is just put little bits of it here and there for a bit of texture.
And Meryl says the call is a general safari green. You can buy it in mixed bunches, and they're also great for Christmas. So that's little,
this stuff here, okay?
Yeah.
There was lots of different colours. It's in the other room, but there was oranges and greens and yellows, kind of a darker burgundy colour, and these pinks. And I could imagine that they will just dry out and they last for ages. So I'm just sticking the little bit of dried seed, kind of like phlox, in and out through this. No flower arranging skills required. And remember, anybody that has kids at home that are too young for the perfume, maybe they would be able to make these arrangements themselves. And talking about kids making arrangements, we're also, Jamie Mac, this is a week we're having, we've also launched the pumpkin competition, okay? Again, we're giving stuff away for nothing. So over on the Flowery Fun group, and maybe the girls might tag the Flowery Fun group, because I didn't realise, so many of you didn't realise that we actually have a Flowery Fun group. Meryl, you can go over and advertise your book over there. And again, the girls can advertise their workshops or any of the pumpkin pickers or pumpkin parties, whatever, you can advertise over there. So over on the Kay's Flowery Fun group, we're organising our pumpkin competition. All you have to do is post a photograph in the thread, you'll find it, okay, it keeps moving up and down the page, of the pumpkin arrangement that you've made yourself. Now there is a prize for kids as well, so if a kid gets involved, please put made by Johnny age 11 or whatever the story is. I don't want to see made by Johnny age 97, okay, you needn't bother if you're over 15, we don't really want to know your age. So what I'm just doing here is just randomly going to add in a few of the leucadendron here and there. No particular pattern. And you can suppose you can see why it is a kind of a foliage, because it does kind of blend in. I have 4 or 5 of them, so I'm just going to randomly put them around the arrangement into the floral foam just before I start. These are a great lasting flower foliage, and what I often like to do with them as well is put a bit of leaf shine on them, do you know that way? And the difference, you probably can't see that in the camera, but the difference that makes to the leucadendron.
Yvonne says display is looking gorgeous. She's going to pumpkin picking with her daughter and
Where you
grandson.
going?
Ballymad.
Oh, Ballymad Farm, brilliant.
Yeah.
Did they have a baby?
I think they did.
I think they did, yeah. So I think a baby pumpkin might have arrived
in Ballymad Farm.
In Ballymad Farm, because I seen them with a child, and you know I didn't want to ask privately, and I said, Shafeka, we'll ask on social media. So if anybody knows, I can't remember what their name, but they're only a young couple. So if anybody knows, did they have a baby? Well, it looks like a little boy.
I don't know. Can't
remember. Doesn't matter anyway. But again, let us know the scandal. What did they call her? What weight was the baby? How many hours was she in labour? And did she get stitches? You know us, we like all the details. I'm moving back to our Panther Rose, okay? And again, what I'm just doing is randomly adding them, you see, into the floral foam, in among the foliage. No particular pattern. A system I like, I feel that works with these designs, is a bit of up and down, up and down, up and down. We all like a little bit of up and down, but a bit of a zigzag, you know, so a bit to the right and a bit to the left. Have you something to say?
No, that's grand. No, they say everyone's loving those roses. What did you say again?
Red Panther.
Red Panther, yeah.
Yeah, and I can imagine when they open up, they are just going to be stunning, you know, that way. And you probably see the cerise pink a little bit more, you know, as they open up. They are an absolutely beautiful rose. And I think I took out 9 of them, and I probably won't use all 9. And as I said, they're just kind of like in among the leucadendron, just giving us another little bit of texture. They are a beautiful rose. Might add one more kind of here in the front, and then I'll move on to our berries. Now, people are probably watching and they're wondering, what could they substitute the flower for? Like, what could you use instead of the roses? Because obviously, it'll bring the price up a little bit, the red roses. What about red carnations? Now, I know when you compare them, you know, like for like, they do look that little bit cheaper. But carnations are all on trend at the moment, and there's some really unusual shape, textures, you know what I mean, and also some fabulous colours in the baby carnations and large carnations that's out there. So check out your local flowers and like look for something a little bit different. And again, they would also last for ages. Now with the Hyperion berry, what I'm doing out of that one stem, do you see the way I was able to cut it up and get like 2 or 3 little sprigs out of it? So now in between the leucadendron and the roses, I'm just going to add, again, it's all about textures, okay? What are you thinking of the colours, by the way? As I said, I know Leonie is saying, God, she's not using pale pink. But you see, I was wearing the pink top, Leonie, so I didn't want my flowers blending in.
You want some clash? Actually, just somebody just said there. Hang on a second. I just want to bring our comment down. Oh, sugar, it's gone past.
What were you saying?
Oh, I don't know. It's gone. Oh, here we go. Gina, pink October here in France. In native Cancer, I'll be using pink roses instead of the red. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And again, next week when you tune in, what was the name again?
Gina.
Gina, when you tune in next week, okay, when you make a donation, now it has to be our Look Good Feel Better, okay? It has to be our link. But Look Good Feel Better is all over the world. So there is Australia, America, like all the countries have Look Good Feel Better. But it's only with our link, so it's coming to the Irish version, okay? You can still donate to the French one, but to our one, you'll get the free course. And as part of the pumpkin program, I have where I use pink pumpkins, gold pumpkins, rose gold pumpkins, black pumpkins. I tell you, we have all the colours of the universe are all, you know, part of our pumpkin flower arrangement. Now, I've forgotten what Meryl told us this was called.
What did she tell me? I can't remember. and I'm not even going to try and go back to the comments.
If you're watching still, Meryl, just tell us again. Or if anybody else was listening there, you know what I mean, put it in the comments. Do you know what? I hardly need it. But again, it's just to bring out the pink of the roses, just adding a little bit in and out through it. Does it even need the clematis?
I actually don't think it does. I think it looks really expensive as it is.
It is. And you know what? It probably is a little bit expensive, but you know what? Look Good, Feel Better. Don't they deserve it? They're an amazing charity.
And just maybe give a little bit about what Look Good, Feel Better does do.
So what they do, because some people might know, you probably only hear about us talking about them in October. So they support women. I'm sure they support men as well, but it is really more designed for women, going through cancer. So everybody that's watching here tonight knows somebody has been affected, your own family has been affected, you know somebody affected with cancer. And I suppose there's loads of horrendous things happen, but one of the most, well, I won't say the most, but one of the horrendous things.
Well, for me it was the most horrendous.
When Deirdre had cancer, she always said losing her hair was the most. She could cope with everything else, but she couldn't cope with the baldy head. And when she went to Look Good, Feel Better, and they had workshops where you could learn about wigs. She lost her eyebrows, she lost her eyelashes, so she learned how to apply false eyelashes, draw on her own eyebrows, apply special skincare creams and products, I suppose, and applying makeup, which all had to be completely different. And that's what she found that she gained out of Look Good, Feel Better. And I know my own sister-in-law, when she was going through it, what they do also is they send out a kit to everybody. So my sister-in-law was in Sligo and she got the most amazing set of different makeups, creams and products, pounds worth of stuff. And it was all completely free. And because there wasn't a workshop in the area that she lived in and she wasn't in a position to be able to travel, they organised a one-to-one private session. And I know lots of people that they've done that too. So again, all of this is completely voluntary. We met, like last week when we were at the event, I know some of our students came to the event and they helped out. And we met some amazing workers and they all give their time for free. And all the makeup artists and Mary Drummond, like she would be one of the many people. And again, they're giving their time for free as makeup artists to do these workshops and explain and teach people how to use the products. So it is an amazing charity and they get no government funding at all. So they completely depend on the money, not that we just raise, but obviously people all over the world, because as I said, it is a worldwide charity. So again, anybody that maybe was late joining us tonight, as well as having our pumpkin demonstration class, And that was what I did earlier. But there is a class
Can't
on
see
that
it,
one
you
as
bring it
well.
over.
So you will be able to watch the class on that one. I'll have that coming up during the week. I just did it as a pre-record. When I was sitting on my arse today waiting on the laptop to dry after its cup of coffee, I tell you. If you missed all that story, you have to rewind this video and watch it from the beginning, because I tell you, you hear our whole history and our whole life and all our story. But anybody who makes a donation over the next week, okay, to look good, feel better, using our link, so the link is in the comments below there, the girls are posting, or just email us for the link, you will get a free link to an autumnal fresh flower arranging program, which includes 4 different arrangements, all step-by-step tutorials. And again, it's explaining how you can make the items, where you can buy them, how many stems I'm using, etc. And next Wednesday, we're going to be back on live tonight. Or sorry, next Wednesday, not tonight. Back next Wednesday night. And we will also have another free demonstration class. I think we're doing door wreaths, autumnal door wreaths next week. And then the plan is that, again, we'll be launching the fundraiser. But next week, when you make your donation, this time round, you'll get a free program of pumpkin flower arrangements. And this is not part of it, and this is not part of it. They're all different ones, okay? So again, it's really interesting. You can donate as much or as little as you wish. We would like, to be fair, because you are getting a free course, okay, and there's one for everyone in the audience. We would like, if you could keep it €20 plus, up to even 200, we don't mind.
And the other thing we would love, Janette, is that they shared this.
Yeah, like share our video, because again, like that's getting the word out, and hopefully other people might think God is a brush, but also it's making people aware of the look good.
Before you do that, so I actually just couldn't pick, so I picked about 15 people for the planner. So I'm going to let you pick. But before you do that, I'm going to set Julia on, I think it's YouTube, is saying, my sister is fighting breast cancer, so she's going to go with the pink, but this arrangement is absolutely fabulous. She said she'd wish she'd known about the charity. She's gone into remission and has lost all her hair. Julia, still contact them, even at a later date, still contact them, because even when you have finished your treatment for getting back
your skin
into...
will never be the same.
It's not.
Like,
my skin is never the same, no. So, and everything changes. In your skin, and that's, so I would say get her to contact their fabulous charity. I see Paul is watching it from Philadelphia in the USA, and I would like to give a big shout out to all our fellow followers, our florists, or anybody that is in the Miami, Orlando, Florida area, Tampa area that is facing horrendous situation.
What's going to happen in the next few hours? Like, you know what I mean? I've been watching it on TikTok, watching it on the telly. 3 or 4 of the names are after falling on the floor. I'm down here having a sneaky look at them. No, I'm not.
So just know that we are sending positive vibes to you, and look at, stay safe and stay well.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you know, I genuinely haven't got a clue. I'll have to pick that one because it's falling out. Okay. So this is the winner of Meryl's flower planner, Dawn Matthews.
Oh,
and I actually know that name. So congratulations, Dawn. What I'd love you to do is email me your address. I know you're probably going to say, oh, we have it there. But listen, it saves me having to look it up. Email me your address and I'll stick that in the post first thing in the morning, and you'll have it in the next few days. Now remember, everybody that's donating, okay, over on the Look Good, Feel Better, as well as getting your free course, okay, you're also in with a chance. This probably won't suit you, but you're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds, they're all going to be mad about this stuff. So fragrance. I hadn't heard about it till last night. And just 4 bottles of this, okay? So these are, I presume it's all the new range.
Yeah.
We did have a spray, not these bottles, they had bottles on display last night that we were able to use. And my lovely niece, this one is peony and white musk. This one is sugar and marshmallow. Actually, Laura in Sligo, she said that was her favourite one. Ashlyn said the vanilla one was her favourite. This one is truffle cream, white chocolate and coconut flour.
My God.
Just, you could eat that one. And this one is water, jasmine and vanilla. So that must be Ashlyn's favourite one. So there's 4 bottles of that. And what we're going to do, we can't send this outside Ireland. Now, Northern Ireland is fine. And that's just because of customs and Brexit. We can't actually send liquid. So anyone that's making a donation, okay, on the website, make sure that your email address is coming up. And make sure you tell me you're in Belfast, Armagh, Kerry, Donegal, Dublin, somewhere anyway. Because there's no point in me picking a name outside of Ireland because I won't be able to post it.
And Marjorie is saying her 12-year-old granddaughter loves this perfume. Yeah, it seems to be that it's
like
a teenage.
I didn't know about it until I just posted this last night. So we did get 3 goodie bags, but 1 to give away. One is obviously going to the favourite niece, Aisling. Well, she's not my favourite. Cara's my favourite as well.
In Dublin.
But my favourite niece in Sligo, okay? I'm sending one of them down to her, and Deirdre is sending, obviously, her own one that she got. She's given that to her own daughter, Cara.
Just a couple of questions in about where did we buy the roses, Janette?
The roses, I bought them in Flora Metz, okay? So Flora Metz is a flower wholesaler based here in Dublin. But if you're not in the business or not in the trade, you can order them in through your local flower shop. And again, any of the flower shops that are watching, you can order them from Flowery Smart. Meryl is there, and I tell you, she'll be more than willing to look after you. So go through the comments, look for Meryl's name. She's the girl that has wrote the planner. But she also is a supplier, a Dutch supplier of fresh flowers to Ireland. And we have to give Hook Flowers a shout out.
Yeah.
Because all our students next week will be all getting their fresh flower delivery. Sorry, Meryl, nothing against you. But next week, they're all going to be getting their fresh flower delivery from Hook Flowers in Holland. And you can be guaranteed that they will also have the Red Panther roses. So listen, check out your local flower shop. They'll order them in for you. I'm sure they're probably around a long time. Maybe Meryl can fill us in a little bit more. I just fell in love with the colour. And you know me, so I love a bit pink.
And if anybody wants to see what Meryl looks like, go to the podcast, because I have a podcast with Meryl.
Yeah, we did our podcast with her. She's gorgeous. She's blonde. She's beautiful. She's from Holland, but she's better English than myself. And talk about glamour. Wait till you see the clothes. Hashtag fashion. I tell you,
absolutely.
She's unbelievable.
Donna's saying thanks a million. She's
You're
delighted.
welcome.
Yeah.
And I'm delighted that somebody has won it.
Well, I just thought the
is a
easiest thing was
florist.
to pick a load of names and leave it to you, because I didn't want to get
I know.
lashed out of it.
As if they would. Karma, Deirdre. Karma.
That's it.
Listen, we better finish up. It's been a jam-packed live evening. I hope you enjoyed it. We would really appreciate if you could share this video. We'd really appreciate if you could make a donation, okay? As I said, everybody will get a free autumnal class that donates. You'll be in with a chance to get the fragrance. And join us back here next Wednesday night. Same time, same place.
Same
okay?
karma.
Same karma, but it will be autumnal door wreaths next Wednesday night. But our fundraiser will still be going on, because that'll go on for the whole month of October. But we're going to change it around. This is to get another 20 quid off you next week, okay? So next week, for anybody that donates from next Wednesday onwards, they'll get the pumpkin flower arranging program, which is unbelievable. It's a brilliant program. I know you probably have learned a little bit there, but you will learn an awful lot more, because I do more elaborate designs, because I'm not talking. I'm just getting in and doing the flower arrangements. Yeah. And you don't have to listen about the coffee and the laptop and the airport and the baldy security fella and Ballymad Farm and O'Neill's flowers. You don't have to listen to any of that. You can just sit and relax and learn your flower arranging. Listen, thanks a million everybody for joining, and see you all soon. Have a lovely evening.